closer, bro. Huh? Hey. Hey, how you doing? This is producer from Brothers Comics, sounding like I don't know who, some raspy voice. That the dude from the bookie parlor. Hey, this is the Brothers Comics podcast. We're doing something that we've probably never done. We are going to be completely DC centric. That's why Brother Beavis isn't here, because he would literally be no clue as to what's going on today. But we're going to talk about DC FanDome that just happened this past weekend. We're going to do trailer reacts for a lot of the trailers that were released and talk about some of the news and information that came out of there, plus some of the DC news that we haven't talked about yet, where there's been a complete restructure with the DC folks. Bunch of comic books got canceled. Even the video game lines. I mean, it's been a whole restructure. The DC app, pretty much about to be a thing of the past. So yeah, we'll get into a little bit all of it.
I'm still paying for that app.
Yeah, hey, exactly. So it's the Brothers Comics crew again. Mine's Brother Beavis. It's the Sandman, and it's on video and podcast if you're listening. So it's the Sandman on the bottom. What's going on, bro?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Yeah, DC, huh? Oh boy, let's see what happens tonight.
You say that, but you, in our history of fandom and friendship, was the hold it down DC person for the longest time, you know, between Firestorm, Blue Devil.
Cold, yes.
Yeah.
No need to mention those crazy ass books.
Yeah. Hell, I remember, golly, we'll shout him out. I remember going to get the DC version of the Marvel board game and going in with Pastor Dale and going to your house and going in there and unloading it and playing it. Like, I remember that. Yeah. That was 30 years ago.
We played both sides. No discrimination here.
Yeah, not then. Also on the line, it's somebody that was a DC mark a little bit too. Probably even still, you know, in certain instances prefers it. It's Big Hotch. What's going on, bro?
What's up?
Yes. Yeah, well, you're decked out in all DC there. You got your villain shirt. You got villain's poster in the back as well. I'm rocking my Superman shirt. You listen to the Brothers Comics podcast. You know I am not a huge DC person. But
you hate them.
That's not true.
Hey.
I told this story before.
Right, story means lie.
That's not a lie. When my kids were younger, like half the age they are now, that's awful. When they were younger, they were way into Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. So we had a lot of the toys for that, and we watched the cartoon all the time. And then a lot of the books, because I still believe it to an extent, they're especially the big three DC heroes, they're so two-dimensional. Like, I think it's easier for kids to get into and you can understand them a lot better, you know, as Marvel's characters are oftentimes too complex. So, I mean, I read a lot of DC when they were 7, 8, 9, you know, so I read a lot of DC back then. Yeah, so I'm not into DC as much anymore. I don't think there's a real line book. Look at this, man. A real line book that I'm reading from DC right now currently, but I mean, I don't totally hate them as much as y'all think I do. So, but yeah, so let's set the show. We're going to watch a couple of the trailers right off, but we're going to talk about a little bit of the news before we get to the trailers, and we'll get, like I said, the live trailer reacts. If you're listening to the podcast, I suggest at that point you just switch over to the video so you can actually see the trailers if you haven't seen them, or at least get this live reaction from us. But before we get into that, a couple of news and tidbits there. First up, and this is Brothers Comics, allegedly there's going to be a Static Shock movie. This was announced during DC FanDome. It's probably going to be how you feel about that. It's probably how you feel about Static Shock. I have certain opinions. They may be different than y'all, but probably not that much so. Around the room, Sandman, what's your feeling on a Static Shock movie and or Static Shock?
As far as the character itself, I was okay with the character. I mean, it was like, I believe you made the joke one of the last podcasts we were on, like, if you're black, you always got electrical powers for some reason. I don't know why that is, but it seems to be true. But I think they made up that character just for the show, right? For TV, for animation.
I don't remember the character in the comic books before. I don't.
He might be now, but I doubt.
You're right, he is now.
Yeah. So I mean, I used to watch that show a little bit because it was animated. You know, it was a superhero. I was probably going to watch it. So it was pretty good for the most part. I mean, he was in high school, just like Peter Parker when he was Spider-Man when he was in high school. Kind of similar to that. And he got his sidekick, white guy, which made me laugh.
Oh yeah,
he was some kind of broke ass Iron Man later on. I thought that was kind of cheesy, but it was pretty good. I didn't think it was great. This is like the DC Renaissance with the Justice League and all the after Batman, and this is kind of when they were winded down a little bit. And so it was watchable. Let me put it that way. It was decent.
It was the quintessential WB cartoon when WB was running.
Yeah.
Like it literally followed every footstep for every WB cartoon. Again, it wasn't terrible or anything like that, but it is what it is. Hutch, maybe it was terrible and we just missed it. How you feel about that, the cartoon and then Static Shock in general?
Yeah, in the early 90s when these were coming out, I think, they made the Batman animated series it was more adult-esque. They made a Superman that was kind of adult-esque, but they made the Static Shock for the younger fans, I guess we call them. And he was all right. I mean, they had Black Lightning, but they just went with a younger
version of him.
Also with lightning electric powers as well.
Kind of low-key Magneto.
Right, I forgot about the sidekick dude.
Yeah.
Right, it was there.
How you feel about Static Shock?
The characters are right. We're going to get to it, but it looks like DC is trying to, cover whatever Marvel is covered. They're just, the other side of the card.
Yeah. It's a continual process, which we'll talk about in these trailers, of playing catch up. I mean, that's basically where they are, outside of DC animation, like they're just playing catch up with Marvel and trying to get to the movies and get to all of these other spots. And they are so far behind. And I don't, in rushing this process when we'll get to with the trailers, but go ahead. And
they were so far ahead. 40 years ago, they were making movies. Hell, 30 years ago, they were making movies. And Marvel was making pure D garbage.
Yep.
Yeah.
They weren't even trying.
They mostly didn't exist. I mean, what's the first Marvel movie was what really Spider-Man, which wasn't even in. It was Sony. Well, in the 90s
but in the 70s,
2000s, excuse me.
Yeah, in the 70s, you had Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to be reminded by that bullshit.
Sorry, I was there.
The crappy TV movies, the Incredible Hulk going to trial and all. I mean, they just had all this god awfulness where DC was putting out Superman and Superman 2, which are amazing movies. And then Batman comes out in the late 80s or whatever, and they make one and a half good Batman movies. With Tim Burton.
You forgot about Superman 3 and 4.
Yeah, I said Superman 1 and 2, and I said one and a half Batman.
Right. So, but even still, that was better than what Marvel was putting out.
Exactly. Captain America, the Fantastic Corman Fantastic Four.
The bootleg Fantastic Four,
Yeah, they were so far ahead. And then, we'll probably get into it, but for me, like Static Shock, he probably could have been, with the proper push wrestling term, he probably could have been some version of their Spider-Man. I mean, the origin stories are, kind of similar. So you probably could have pushed him. But DC, in my humble opinion, has and not that Marvel's that much better, but there's a huge issue with the black heroes. They just do. Like, their heroes are like black wrestlers. Like, every once and then, they'll be around, but for the most part, they're jobbing. Or they're not even around. Like, it's just not something that they do. And again, I'm not saying that Marvel's that much better, because they're not.
They're really not. Yeah.
But if you're like, oh, you know what, Luke Cage, Power Man, or whatever, that's like a a prominent black hero or whatever for Marvel. Who's the most prominent black hero for freaking DC? John, the Green Lantern dude.
John Stewart.
John Stewart.
Who is the affirmative action high. So
right. They're right. The orange Green Lantern wasn't around apparently. So let's go with the black one.
Yeah.
Shit. Icon.
Who?
Exactly.
I
mean, shit. Look at them posters.
Cyborg.
Look, Cyborg.
That's the only. I mean,
look at the poster behind.
Cyborg is the most mainstream.
Yeah,
and they had to put him in. It was so bad they had to kidnap him from the Teen Titans to put him in the Justice League because they had no black heroes other than that was even.
Oh, they fucked up Green Lantern so bad they had right.
Yeah. Booyah! That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Booyah.
Terrible.
Look, I mean, there's no
Black Panther.
Yeah, there's no Black Panther in the DC universe. There's not. There's not somebody who has like that kind of history, at least alleged importance or whatever. Obviously, his comic book importance has been dwarfed by the success of the movie or whatever. But there's nobody there. And if anybody's thinking that the Static Shock movie is going to do something like that, I want what you're smoking. So, whatever.
Yeah, good luck to him. Let's just say that.
Yeah, good luck. Hey, we'll watch it. In related news, they're going to restart the Milestone comic book imprint. Milestone, black comic imprint, DC like produced or whatever, but never really got the footing that it needed because they just didn't support it. And you could say we as fans didn't support it either, but there was definitely not a push by DC to make it an important imprint like they did with Wildstorm and some of the other imprints that they had. So, who's your exactly like? Can you name 5 Milestone characters?
I don't think I can name one.
Exactly.
Icon one of them?
Icon, yeah, it's the biggest of the bunch, like their Superman.
There you go.
I've seen them.
Yeah,
I saw with a Justice League comic book. What was it?
At least you've seen them. I don't think I've even done that. I am drawing goose eggs here.
I tried to read them.
Yeah,
I saw them cross over.
I tried.
Yeah.
I got one of the comic books in my laboratory right now.
Right. This seems like a very, hey, this Black Lives Matters thing is important right now. We need to relaunch Milestone. That's what it seems like.
Right.
Super pandering.
I mean, everybody is trying to cash in on the Black Lives Matter movement. People of color. Everybody's doing it. Hey, get on this bandwagon now and ride it out.
Yeah, it seems super pandering to do it now. I mean, people have been asking for Milestone to come back for a minute now, but now under this circumstances, especially with what we're going to talk about here in a second with DC's restructuring, now you're going to take on an imprint that, again, you're going to have to really, get some support to have those books, to be somewhat successful. And hopefully that happens, but it just seems like a risky time to take that chance with all the restructuring that they're doing to begin with. So,
what else are they doing?
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Let's jump into that a little bit. So DC has been restructuring for a while now, at least within the last few weeks and months. Let's start from the TV side of it. The DC app, which launched with great fanfare, I would say about a year ago, has pretty much taken all the content and shifted it over to HBO Max. And, I can't imagine that the DC app makes it to the end of the year. I can't even imagine that it makes it that long. Used to be able to read comic books on there. I guess you can't do that anymore. Stargirl, which, it did well on there, has moved over to HBO Max. Doom Patrol, same thing. And the Harley Quinn cartoon, which is outstanding, has been moved over there too. So, there's that.
Right.
Sam, and I think they restructured the video game department too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, they got a couple new games coming out. I don't know if we're gonna cover it here, but basically a Batman game without Batman, which is traditionally don't do so hot when you don't have the main damn character in it. It's the Bat family, basically.
Yeah.
Robin,
Gotham Knights.
Red Hood. Yeah, Gotham Knights, exactly. Yeah, they were touting that this weekend on the DC FanDome. And I looked at it. I mean, it didn't look bad. It looked pretty good for the most part, but I don't know how badly I want to play Batgirl and Robin and Nightwing, who should take up the mantle of Batman if the real Batman isn't there. It's a whole thing, but yeah, they've changed everything around. I think DC Universe, it seems, is Gaunsville, boss.
Yeah. What you were saying?
I was about to say, you sent me that text chain about what's this, Lucas Fox?
Lucius Fox.
Yeah, Lucius Fox's son, right?
Yeah. He's gonna be the new Batman. Granted, I wasn't the biggest fan of him being Batwing, but oh well. Making him Batman, boy, you talk about some heads popping off.
Well, I mean, yeah. I just said this to my children not more than 3 hours ago. I'm not a huge Batman fan, as has been noted several times or whatever. Ugh, not a big fan. He's the ultimate white privilege hero. That he exists by beating up colored people, and he is. So I just can't. So no. But yeah, so they restructured they restructured the video, the comic books. They just took a freaking scythe and chopped through a bunch of like titles here, like recently, a couple of weeks ago, that they were gonna kill off essentially by the fall. Popular books as well. I mean, essentially they're just gonna be producing Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman books, and a couple of Green Lanterns here and there. But it's just
maybe a Justice League here or there. That'll be it. Yeah.
But Hutch, I've been a proponent of both comic book companies should be doing that. They're producing too many crappy books. There's no way that all those books could be good. Nobody needs to see freaking Squirrel Girl or whatever the DC equivalent is. Not enough people want to read that enough where you could be producing a book every month for that.
Well, the other thing is that they cost a whole fucking lot of money these days, which is you got to pay these artists, and I mean now they're charging people by the panel. I mean, yipes.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta pay the artist. You got to pay somebody to put it all together. You got to pay somebody, the publisher. You got to pay somebody all them little levels is costing lots of money. And
yeah, it does.
I ain't right. I mean, I said I got some books. But I don't buy the individual books. I'll buy them in graphic novels maybe. But
that's what I do.
Not chasing $3 or $4 an issue. Are you kidding?
Yeah. I think they're going to be cut down. I think they said they're almost like 30 books now. Think about like New 52 or whatever. Ugh, like more. Like 30 books is a lot. Not a lot of books. Yeah. So I mean, but I'm a proponent of that. Like, I just always feel like, again, we always bring this back to wrestling. Brother Beavis isn't here. It always seems that stop giving 3 priority people solo books. Like it's not necessarily it's not needed. Like you can have those characters inside of team books or have them come in and feature, rap term, on other people's books. And that should be enough. Like there's not enough of a groundswell for fill in the blank character to have a monthly title.
But you don't have you don't have an office in New York and you only got 15 people working in that bitch. I mean, because if you do that, if you just get down to 3 or 4 books, I mean, you could do that shit in your garage.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. Yeah. But it seems like, and definitely, and Marvel's just as guilty as this of putting out books that nobody wants to
suck.
Read. Yes. Like, and they could do the same thing and cut 30 titles, and it wouldn't even, would it matter? Really, honestly, I don't think it would at all. Like nobody is going to care if they cut, some of the fat off of these books. And I thought like they were doing a good job of that like a few years ago. And then they just came right back to it, 3 or 4
Well,
Spider-Man,
I mean,
4 or 5 X-Men books. It just
Deadpool.
doesn't
Yeah.
stop.
Deadpool's a 3-star priority bump.
Yeah, and he's got he's not as getting the push that he was before the movies, but he still probably has 2 monthlies. That's way too much.
That's way too much. One is probably too much.
Ride the hot hands.
Yeah, I can't. So
too much of that going on though.
So yeah, so they're doing this complete reset, and then on top of that, they're trying to reset their movie universe or whatever. The TV stuff is doing as well as it is. I don't watch any of those shows. Y'all both know that y'all's niece watches all of them, for the most part. I don't watch any of those DC shows. I stopped the second season of, I think the last thing I saw was the second season of Supergirl. And I think that's on like season 6 or 7 now. I didn't watch any of the crossover stuff. I never watched Arrow. I think I might have watched the first season on Netflix or something like that. I think I watched the first couple of seasons of The Flash. Maybe I did. I don't even remember if I
watched.
Did.
I watched like the first 3. It was actually pretty good. It was actually, given credit. It was like Flash for the first 3 or 4 seasons was pretty good. And then it started wavering and it fell off. And that's when I stopped. But I never got into the other ones.
Hell, I'm gonna keep it 100, man. I only watched like the Black Lightning stuff. Like it's really good when he's not Black Lightning, but when he's Black Lightning, it's really terrible, man. Like the special effects, the suit is just garbage. There's no saving that suit.
That suit is embarrassing, man. I don't know who the hell they checked with on that damn suit. That's when I was like, I'm not watching this. So I saw that shit.
It's bad.
I think that was checked off by Huggy Bear. Yeah, look at it.
It's not a good look. Not a good look. Oh, I'm gonna step off camera.
But I mean, when he's driving up and down the street, I mean, they're walking up and down the street.
Yeah.
And, him and the sidekick. The Black Lightning show is a hard push.
It's a hard push.
Yeah, the other shows I did watch Arrow, but I mean, toward the end there.
I mean Batman with arrows?
Right.
That's what it is.
Right. Kill somebody, but I'm rich. Nobody can put it on me. Whatever. All the side people would die, and then they would come back to life. Yada yada yada.
Yeah. They just never like sustain. And again, I think I'm consistent across the board. I don't watch any of the Marvel TV stuff outside of Netflix. I didn't watch any of that. I didn't watch any of it. I didn't watch The Runaways. I didn't watch
Cloak and Dagger.
Cloak and Dagger. I didn't watch any.
I watched the first 4 episodes and I was out. It's not.
It wasn't made for us, and that's fine. It's not made for us. Yeah, we've aged out of what they want, so that's fine.
We are.
And humans.
We are.
And humans. I didn't watch any of that either on purpose.
I didn't allowed to say that.
Well, and Brother Beavis isn't here to save it. But I mean, he watched all that shit of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He watched every single episode of that shit, and I was like,
it was good up until the Hydra push ran out, and then it was some bullshit.
I cashed
not a
out.
minute, not a minute.
I couldn't fool with it.
Yeah, not a minute.
Yeah,
I watched Agent Carter because of that lady.
That was good. That was good. Yeah. I actually liked that.
I watched it for Haley Atwell, but
they put some effort into that. Yeah.
So, but so we'll see what's up, DC. Y'all are trying to do something, and we're gonna give to your what you really pushed out here, because essentially, DC FanDome was their version of San Diego Comic-Con, or I guess what was Disney's thing, or they only did their stuff.
D23.
Yeah, this is their version of D23, where they pushed out all of their stuff exclusively for DC fans. Had all the, the stars and characters in chats just like this or whatever, and to push out these trailers. So we're going to watch a few of them, really all of them. And then after that, we're going to talk about Marvel's, I mean, this is DC putting out a diss track, and Marvel has to respond, like this is Roxanne, and, where's the Roxanne Shante Hutch, like she Marvel gotta come back with a diss track, man, you know what I'm saying?
This is some low grade, these are some underground tapes. what I'm guessing from this preview.
The funny thing is, I make a reference like that, and I think if anybody under the age of 40 is listening to this, they have no idea what that is.
Right. Who?
Roxanne?
Roxanne.
Who?
Hey, there was a whole ass Netflix movie made about Roxanne Shante, so go Google it.
Really?
Yeah, you see it?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, nobody knows about them.
Hold up. Really? No.
Not about a movie about her.
Not starring, but starring Dayton's own Curtis Cook is in it as well.
Oh, hell no.
He's in it. And I think it was Nia Long, I think, is the star of the movie, or one of the big star of the movie, not the girl that plays Roxanne. Obviously too old, but yeah. Right. No. Oh, God. Jeez, that's...
There were two Roxannes.
There was the real Roxanne, and there was
and there was Roxanne Shante.
Everybody that knows, yeah.
Roxanne's Revenge. It's just a mess. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out UTFO.
Yeah.
Shout out
there
UTFO. UTFO. Untouchable Force Organization. Anyway, Google it. All right. So we're going to get to sharing here. We'll see if we can pull this off. Anybody want to know which one you want to start with? I think on my notes it says, actually I don't have a note that says it. So we'll just start from left to right on the radio dial. So let's go share screen. See if we can find it. Which one we're going to watch first. I don't want to do Batman.
All right.
I want to do Batman first.
Go for it. Go do it. Don't switch.
Batman haters.
Batman, fine. All right. So here we go, y'all. Batman trailer. I had to take the sound off, I guess. Here we go.
Can you full screen it? Will that work? Thank you.
No more lies.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot Jeffrey Wright was the Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He actually looks like Commissioner Gordon. I'll give him that.
That dude's an incredible actor. Everything he's in is better.
Yeah, he is. Yes, lies.
I don't even know who the villain's supposed to be in this. I guess it's Joker.
Riddler.
Riddler. Oh.
Yeah, it's the Riddler. I didn't want to give it away, but yep.
Riddler sucks.
Well, yeah, but they can't do the Joker again. They can't. Makes a pretty creepy looking Bruce Wayne, if that's by the way.
Batgirl.
Just normal.
Or Catwoman.
Yeah, Catwoman is in it. Apparently, he's already established with Commissioner Gordon and the GCPD. Which kind of surprised me.
Yeah, please, no more origin stories, please.
Yeah, I agree. And he fucking mollywops
the whites love.
I did laugh when he was beating the hell out of him. That's what I meant. They really seem to like the color red in this Batman universe.
Blood.
Yes. They still making this, by the way. It's not even done yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the question marks on it if you haven't figured it out, it's Riddler. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
I mean, what do you think? Man, it's the same bat shit to me. Like,
how many times are they gonna reboot Batman? Good Lord!
Yeah,
you're gonna have two Batman with Batfleck coming back, and that Flash movie, I guess. This is a little confusing to some people that don't know the deal. Hell, we know what's going on usually, and I'm still kind of scratching my head on some of this stuff.
I just can't anymore with Batman movies. At least from the trailer, they didn't freaking kill the Waynes. That That's a plus.
Yeah,
That's worth
Being
half.
showed
That's
out.
worth a full. That's worth
Yeah.
a full star in a review that they didn't show that in there. That they kill his freaking parents. But
Or,
it's not to
Yeah.
say that it's not in it because it probably is.
and
Yeah, I
then
hope
if they
not.
could not do the Joker shit too, that'd be nice.
That'd be nice. And they
Yeah.
already have it there clearly with these freaking people there. He's beating up his underlings or
It
whatever.
looked like
so
his henchmen. Yeah, it looked like it anyway. So
I can't.
who
I
knows?
can't. I'm sorry. I there's no way I could get excited about a Batman movie. So, all right.
As you can tell, I'm a Batman fan.
Yes.
I'm invested. I'm Batman on my left, Batman on my right. Picking old boy, what's his name? Patterson?
Robert Pattinson.
Patterson.
Yes.
Yes.
Robert
Pattinson.
Pattinson or whatever. Mr.
Former vampire.
Edward Cullen.
Right. That was
Yes.
this guy is created, or they made him the Batman, not for our generation, but for the generation or two behind us, whatever.
Yes.
It's true.
And
It's true.
you know, he was a vampire. It was cool. He could play a Batman, which is kind of a vampire. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
It's I
That
don't know.
was probably all the reasoning they used too.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not a huge fan of the character. It doesn't matter who plays it. He doesn't do anything for me. Everything you're right, Hutch. It's not made for us. And remember, Catwoman or whatever is Lisa Bonet's freaking doppelganger. Her daughter is what is her name?
Zoe.
Yeah, Zoe.
That's Zoe? I didn't even know.
Yeah, that's her.
Wow.
Yeah, she's the underling there. So whatever.
Whatever.
All right.
Good job.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
If it came out tomorrow, would I go out and see it? No.
No. If it wasn't COVID and it came out tomorrow, would you go and see it?
I probably would. I'm not gonna lie.
No, you'd go. Yeah.
I got burnt on fucking Batman with the damn scarecrow and that shit at midnight. I got burnt on the third one too with 88 teeth and fucking the law firm. Nice. Yeah, so I'm out of the midnight shows, Jackson.
Yeah, that's keep it 100. That's a stream.
I did it for Marvel, but I don't know if I would go as far as doing it for DC. I don't have the same feeling. It's just I just don't.
I did see Wonder Woman on first night.
I waited on that one.
Were you trying to say? I guess I
were
saw
you satisfied?
Yeah, she could go across the screen all day.
Yeah. Speaking of which, let's just go ahead and load that up then. So the Wonder Woman trailer come out as well. Let's see. Come on.
Didn't this come out before DC FanDome, or was it? I thought I saw it.
It came out before. Yeah, they've been making it.
No, they had their own. God dog it. They had their own another trailer. It's actually right there too. I'm looking at it.
Thank God J-Lo is too old to play this. Otherwise, it'd have been her.
Sir.
Oh God.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Riding that lightning.
Yeah, right.
Swinging off of lightning.
To the 80s. That's always a bad choice.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Vibrant colors. Very vibrant colors.
Vibrant colors, but no color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were there.
She is fine though.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can.
How in the hell is Steve Trevor back?
I've
actually heard the theory of how it is, and it makes how he gets back, and it actually makes sense. And it is crazy. I'm not going to say anything other than that.
She's fine as hell.
She's fine as
yes,
food.
she is. Yeah, she is.
And she ain't got to say shit. It's like watching the J-Lo video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheetar is a very tough villain, Sale.
You ain't lying.
She does not have a good rogues gallery, to say the least. They're actually pretty bad.
Right.
Yeah.
But she ain't ugly
Beach
either.
ever had on some Nike Cortezes.
Yeah.
That's the Mandalorian is the villain, by the way.
Oh yeah, that is him.
Yeah, that's him.
Mandalorian? Who?
Yeah, that too. Yeah, the Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian? I don't even know who that is.
Pablo Pascal, is that his name? Yeah.
Pablo Pascal.
He's playing.
I'm thinking about. I'm going to the DC books. I'm like, I'm a Mandalorian character.
Come back, Hans. Come back.
What in the hell?
Yeah, 80s comedy, haha.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
That's not.
The 80s were not that funny, and I lived through
No,
it.
it wasn't. Yes.
We got
No, it wasn't.
herpes
I was there
simplex.
too.
Crack.
Oh God.
Crack.
Yeah. Government
Yusef
cheese.
Hawkins.
Government bread. It wasn't that funny.
Yeah. Devil jeans.
I mean, I'll probably see that because my daughter will make me. But I mean,
as a comic book fan, I'll probably go see it.
Yeah, but even if you go from the comic book aspect of it, I know Cheetah is listed as one of her major like villains or whatever. But I mean, it's always I mean, Diana is a god with a capital G. Like there's no real villain for her other than Superman or other gods. So like having this genetically altered person is not, is not going to be enough. It's kind of like how they messed around with Thor and kept having him in those movies be kind of like beaten up by people. It's like, and when they finally realized, oh yeah, he's a god, so let him just kill everybody. He's the strongest person there is. So, besides how she looks, what do you think?
It's her look is what gets me to the movie. So as far as the cheetah, the only cheetah I'm worried about is downtown Atlanta.
Hey now.
So I mean I'll go see it. I don't know. I guess it'll be a superhero version of Kill Bill. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I'll see it. I'm not sure I'll see it at some point. I've said this on this podcast and in other areas or whatever. That first Wonder Woman movie on rewatch is not good. Initially, it was good. In the movie theater, it felt good. But when you try to rewatch it, it's pretty not good.
Them last 30 minutes is like
the ending is rough, brother.
Yeah, the ending is rough.
It's bad.
Her whooping ass during World War II is all right.
Yeah.
I
will contend that the No Man's Land scene is one of the best comic book scenes. Her crossing that thing, and that's one of the best comic book scenes in any comic book movie. I will take that. But the end, the final boss battle,
it's terrible.
That was a hard watch.
Awful.
That's rough.
But she's still fine.
But she still looked good in it.
She was the best thing out of Batman vs Superman too.
Got that right.
Yeah,
Next
easily.
Up, I believe that's me. Grab on the mic of the symphony. Let's see what's next. Come on, get out of there. Suicide Squad. How about that?
Oh boy.
I think we're going down in quality. Well,
hey, we gotta watch this ad for Walmart first.
Geez.
Oh damn.
Do we?
Do we?
Punishment on top of punishment. Okay. Yeah.
Oh. How does Idris Elba getting all these things?
Yes.
They lost
Big Willie
style. So next black guy up. Is this this isn't the trailer. This is James Gunn talking. Yeah, this ain't the trailer.
It's good enough. We don't need to see nothing more than this.
Yeah.
Boomerang.
Look,
They got a bunch of.
well, the Suicide Squad is just that. A whole bunch of expendable villains that if they died, you wouldn't miss them.
Anymore, it's just a vehicle for Harley Quinn.
Right. Well,
maybe one other vehicle villain you might have heard of.
right.
Maybe.
Who in the hell is he supposed to be playing?
And John Cena is in the movie.
You're right, but who is he supposed to be?
It was somebody I'd never heard of. I can tell you that much.
There's a lot of Harley Quinn in this.
Atomic Man?
Yeah. Who?
Atomic Man? Who was? What the?
I know a lot of DC characters. I don't even heard of no Atomic Man.
A lot of Harley Quinn.
Well, yeah, she's not hard to look at either.
King Shark.
A lot of Harley Quinn.
She's not hard to look at.
Yeah, they know that.
Right.
Pete Wentz.
Oh my God.
That's an absolute no. You know what?
Well,
Yeah, we're done.
I gotta start drinking now, cause
we're done.
Yeah, that's getting an official not going to.
I gotta start drinking now. It's on.
Yeah, we're done. Nope.
Thank you, Lord.
You put Pete Wentz in anything, you have lost all of my money. Like that, we're done there. Nope, absolutely not. I don't know that we ever talked about Birds of Prey. Did y'all actually ever see it?
No.
I could see it for free right now, and I am not going to watch it.
Yeah, it's on HBO. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I am not going to watch it. I've heard too many bad reviews.
I screened a copy in Russian. It wasn't good. And now it's available in English. And I tried to watch it with my daughter or whatever, but and my wife as well, but it never sticks, so to speak. So hardest.
No.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
John Cena is Peacemaker.
Yeah, Cena.
I think I've heard of him, but he's like,
man,
he's
talking about
hero.
scratching.
Yeah.
Talk about that's some serious scratching, you.
A lot of Harley Quinn. I wonder why Will Smith didn't make it back for Deadshot or whatever.
Because, well, that's a whole nother podcast. But I mean,
maybe
he
was.
I think his ego got crushed.
Yeah.
Because he was just a side piece to Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
he was. He wasn't
more of that coming up.
Right, that's a hard something to swallow.
Yeah, they just canceled that book as well, by the way.
Right. Gunn made the Guardians of the Galaxy kind of watchable. So, and DC is doing copies. That's what DC stands for right now. So that's, they're just doing a copy to Suicide Squad. And hey, they had a wrestler in it. Let's put John Cena as a wrestler too. Sure. Yeah. I mean, everything's a fucking copy.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to recreate. Yeah.
And I think,
go ahead.
I think what Guardians of the Galaxy 2 proved was that you could do that once. Like, to try to do it twice makes that's why that movie's not very good, even though it has some parts that may be good, but as a movie, it's not very good. So now you're going to try to recreate it a third time. And please understand that Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was really just a vehicle to get us to freaking Infinity War. They're just making this standalone Suicide Squad 2 movie that's not going to take
it was an Iron Man 2.
Just a sequel to a really bad movie.
It was an unnecessary movie. Yeah.
Correct. It was, I mean, yeah. So,
but hey, the first movie was better than average, and these people in Hollywood, they got big jobs they got big money checks. They got all these people sitting on the lot. Y'all motherfuckers got to work. Can't nobody just be sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah.
So we gonna make y'all do something.
Yeah,
and just hope that it makes and they do make a profit eventually.
Yeah.
And that's as long as you make profit, then they're gonna keep making this bullshit.
Yeah, you couldn't
copying the formula.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, Idris Elba's in it. Obviously, he's a great actor. Whatever, he makes terrible movie role choices.
He makes. I said that a long time ago. That dude should be made. He makes some of the worst decisions in acting ever.
Yes, I mean, I have no idea who his agent is, but they should be fired. Right. He should never have joined.
He must be his own agent. I mean, what in the fuck? Yeah. Let me play a superpowered elevator man in Thor.
Yeah. Whoever signed him off on Cats was like, yeah, you know what? This would be good for your career.
That is a career-ending movie for most people, by the way. The nightmare of that movie. Oh my God.
Somebody signed off on that.
You're gonna be the pimp cat.
10%, Hutch. Somebody signed off of that and took 10% of his money. Are you crazy?
At least the government took 50.
Yeah, that's even worse.
What the fuck?
And I hope he bought a good house in the British Virgin Islands or someplace with that money because it wasn't worth it, bro. All right.
And what Idris Elba as Trump.
Awful.
Okay. Yeah.
Next up, I believe that's me. Grab the mic for the symphony. It's the Snyder cut, y'all. This is what some people have been waiting for. Not this people, but some people have been waiting for years and months to see this new cut of Justice League.
Let me get this drink out now.
Yeah, you might want to. Because they ought to be ashamed of themselves. I don't even want this for last, to be honest with you. Let's load up that. I'm gonna load up that Black Adam trailer first.
Ain't even a trailer.
We'll close with the Justice League.
You should probably just play the shit the way you had it, man. Because you just demanded.
I like it. Because I can't get this thing out. Here we go.
It might be.
No, it's here. Well, maybe it's not.
Maybe that's good.
Maybe the page was like, I'm good, bro. The page is like, I'm good. Let me hit that refresh. They don't even want to refresh.
Maybe just leave it as is.
All right, here we go. So you get your Justice League then. You get your Justice League. The Snyder cut. Here we go. Darkseid.
That's Darkseid?
Yes. Yeah. It's supposed to be in before he gets the full evil power or whatever that fuck. Yeah. I don't know. That's supposed to be the Hall of Justice they just passed over, if you didn't notice. In the rubble.
She fine as fuck. Good grief.
What's the matter?
Who was the football scene about?
That was Cyborg.
Oh, Lord.
Before he got fucked up.
No. Of course. I think he
got
lightning.
Oh, that's
Flash.
What's his name?
That's Iris, and that's
Iris.
Iris. Yeah. Amber Heard, she's still in jail, I guess.
Corvus Glaive.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is a remake of the shit that we saw 3 years ago that was awful.
Yes.
Yeah.
A remix.
A remix.
Yeah.
A 4-hour fucking remix of this.
Yeah. It's going to be what? Yeah, and 4 episodes from what I'm hearing.
4 episodes.
Yeah, it's 4 hours. So it's going to be one damn movie.
That part, I know good and damn well I would not sit and watch this shit for 4 hours straight. You couldn't pay
He's got
me.
the black suit.
That's from the book. When he came back, it was a black suit. He came back.
Yeah, right. Damn, she fine as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. God. That makes me want to throw up. God.
I think I'm the biggest Snyder fan here.
Yeah, you would.
Bigger than I am. Yeah.
I mean, and in poundage, and yeah, I ain't ready for no 4 hours of that shit. I am not. I cannot. I mean, I'm a Justice League dude. I got Justice League. Kingdom Come. I got him.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't watching that shit no more. No mas.
There's a portion of me, you're not on social media or whatever. There's a portion of me that just won't watch it because of the ridiculousness of the people that want to see it. Like the people that are Snyder Cut devotees. I mean, it's a damn cult. Like
they're
45
assholes.
cult. Like, and it's just insane that these people want to see this movie that is going to suck. And you can't make it any longer and not make it make it better. It's just not gonna work. And nothing that I saw there was like, oh, well, that will make the movie better. It's not. Very nice. Sandman, you know of the Snyder Cut weirdos. Nice.
Yes, I do. I have encountered them.
Tell him. He doesn't know.
I don't even know if I told you this. I got into it with on Twitter with a Snyder Cut person.
Idiot.
And, oh God,
Yes.
Idiot. And I ended up having to block him because of all the stupid shit, and started in on me, started in on Marvel. I mean, he's like a Trump supporter. He was just like all over the damn place with the nonsense, man. And I was like, I was scared. I was like, Jesus, what? This dude is. There's a problem going on with this cat. So I mean, I blocked him, and and I kind of started backing away from Twitter after that. It was a straight up cult, man. So be very wary of those people.
I learned.
I meant to say those people.
When the internet first started, but I guess in the early 2000s, I was on that shit. You know, I would be like, Superman is the greatest, or this and that, and I'd be like, not really. Like, you can go hours and hours with these Oompa Loopins, and you would wait there, waiting for the reply, and here we come. And they just, and it got, after a while, it would just be like, well, you suck. No, you suck more. And I guess, you got to get out of them shits. I checked out.
Yeah, that's what I've done too.
And I would tell you in the early 2000s, Twitter, or not Twitter, but internet chat room conversations were way more civil than they are now. You know,
it has evolved. It's like it is tribalism at its worst.
Yeah, you're arguing with idiots,
idiots.
Well, back in them days, I mean, people got called all the names in the universe, and they don't think they got banned. Now they get banned.
Facts don't matter anymore. I mean, we got a president that makes that very true and valid. But just people, they just arguing a point. They won't even think about being rational or whatever. Like, how are you not able to see this is not good? Like, if you're so blinded that you think that 4 hours is going to make that movie good, first off, what movie is 4 hours that is any good? None, because they don't make them 4 hours because they know that that's a ridiculous
There's a reason.
Thing. 3 hours is too much.
What Titanic is like 3 hours and 40 something minutes or some shit.
Which one?
It's too damn long. I can tell you that. Titanic.
Yeah. Hell, we were watching not Infinity War, Endgame the other day, and on Disney Plus, there's a different copy. Like the Ultra 4K copy is different than the regular copy.
Of course.
So there's a lot of the edits that aren't cut out in it. or whatever. And again, it's 3+ hours. We skipped through parts of it or whatever. But that was the conclusion of a 10-year saga of damn 20-some-odd movies. And that shit was too long. Way. So
it's a sit, and I love that movie, and it's still hard to sit.
It's too much. Yeah. It's just too much. So, but no, I will not be seeing that. I mean, I will eventually see it just so I can talk shit about it. But for the most part, am I gonna see it like, I can't wait till it comes out? Blah, blah.
No, son.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not a fan.
Son.
And don't be trying to convince me that it's good, because it is not.
No, I mean, I'm down with the Flash.
Not that one. That dude sucks.
No, not him.
That dude sucks. That costume sucks. That costume sucks. I mean,
I hear they're changing the costume, by the way, because for that.
Well, I mean, that's the funny thing too. It's like individual parts of that. The lady they cast for Wonder Woman, great. Wherever you feel about Affleck or whatever, I think he's actually really good in that role.
He's probably the best Batman.
Superman is really good. Henry Cavill is really good as Superman.
They don't know how to write him. But,
I can take Jason Momoa as Aquaman. So 4 of your main 6 pieces are actually pretty decent.
Right.
Cyborg, the character sucks. Actor sucks. Flash, super duper awful. The character, the design, the way he runs. Crap. I can't, man. I just can't.
I'm a Flash dude, man. You really hurt me.
I know, but there's no way that you were okay with that version of Flash. There's not a chance.
The TV Flash burns that Flash down.
I agree. They should have went Grant Gustin. I agree.
I would have peaked if they had done that. That would have been cool.
The second Flash TV show,
Yeah. So, I whatever. Yeah, why has he got lightning powers? Like, why is he running around? He's not Storm. He's like, where's the little like? That's what we want to see, man.
Right. It was an excuse for Zack Snyder to slow everything down, because he got to do that in all his damn movies. So that's why all that was.
There it is. That's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So with all that being said, as DC did their fandom, I'm not gonna load that freaking animated Black Adam thing because I don't care. And again,
you ain't missing nothing anyway.
Well, here's the thing though. Like, okay, so you're gonna make an anti-hero Black Adam movie. That's fine. But you're putting somebody in it who is better known for the character that he plays, and nobody's going to any movie and not seeing The Rock as anybody but The Rock. Like, oh, it's freaking, hey, that's The Rock in freaking Fast and the Furious. Hey, that's The Rock in that shit, the Jumanji, and Jumanji 2. Hey, that's The Rock. Like, it's not going to be like, you can't immerse yourself in the character because his character that he has created for himself is bigger than any character that they should have just created a Rock character for the DC comic book and put him in the damn book.
But Black Adam is a smarmy, fast-talking, super powerful kind of a guy, whatever. So The Rock will fit in just fine.
Nah.
He won't call anybody a candy ass, I don't think, but all the other shenanigans shit is there.
Yeah, but Rock is always playing guys that are liked though, and Black Adam is supposed to be a villain. So I don't know how
playing himself.
He's
playing The Rock. Like, that's what it is.
He'll do the look. He'll raise his eyebrow. He'll punch a rhino or whatever. Whatever it takes.
Sorry. So with that being said, we're in a situation now where Marvel, MCU, we're talking movies or whatnot, has really sat out this whole situation since COVID came in. 2 movies or at least 1 movie got shelved. I don't know if they pushed back the Eternals or whatever, but Black Widow got shelved from the summer and got pushed back. I don't know if it got pushed back to November or to next summer. And, I think that they're using the Eternals as a launching point for some of their other movies. So I'm not sure if it's coming out in November or not. But Marvel is kind of taking a hands-off approach to this whole thing. It's like, shit's got canceled, so we're not going to do anything. And Hush is this, hey, you better get yourself out there, or, you only remember for the last thing that you did. And now we'll be working on 2 years since Endgame here coming up in May. I mean, that's a long time in the ADD society that we have, where a movie hadn't come out in 2 years.
Well, I mean, Marvel has chips in the bank. They can wait if anybody can wait. I heard the Black Widow movie is kind of all right, and I'm scared to say that.
Really?
Yeah,
Did it have reviews?
I
People
heard
have
it
seen it?
got decent reviews, and I'm scared to say that. I might actually go see it. But
they're probably
of the two fighters, Marvel, like I said, Marvel's already won 7 or 8 rounds out of 12. So, like I said, they can coast on 3 or 4 rounds.
Yeah,
they got credit. They got credit right now. They're living on, but yeah, it will be interesting to see what the movies they got coming out. I mean, Black Widow was supposed to have been out now by what 4 or 5 months.
It should be on
it should
video.
come out in May, I think.
Yeah. So they're victims of COVID just like everybody else. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they end up doing. How this is going to fans are going to respond to it now that DC is trying to, I don't know, bulk up, I guess you can say, whether you like it or not. Mostly I don't like, but yeah.
MCU, Marvel, or whatever has the biggest, for black people and spades, they got the biggest fucking black big Joker card anywhere. Because they'll be like, oh, y'all doing that? Here, we're going to throw this X-Men card. Bam, right in your face. Bam. They got to draw 4 with every single color on it. Like, for your Uno fans, like, bam, draw. Because there's literally nothing that DC could do to trump that. There's nothing that they could do. I mean, there's nothing. They're like, oh yeah, it's cool. Y'all are making the Snyder cut. Well, bam, here's boom. We're gonna come out with X-Men in 2022.
Yeah, that X-Men is like, X-Men is like Batman. It's just one of those titles that people perk up and like, ooh, and Spider-Man. But even as much Spider-Man as we've had, people love those properties for whatever reason, and it's that name. And when they come out with X-Men, everybody's gonna stop and look. And if they stick the landing, they've been pretty good at it. But that's a huge thing. That's gonna be a huge thing.
Yeah, and even though we've had a bunch of X-Men movies, specifically the last couple haven't been very good.
Half of them suck though.
So they've been, I think people that are hip to the game are wanting to see what MCU can do with it. That there's nothing DC could do to stop that. Fantastic Four, I don't think people care about or whatever. But that X-Men,
really.
A lot about that. A lot.
People love X-Men.
I don't think I brought this up. I might have mentioned it in the text chain or whatever. I watched that Fantastic Four 2015 movie, the one with Michael.
The bad one. The other bad one. I mean.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus. Yeah, it's not as horrible as it is. I mean, it's bad, but it's not
good.
As no, it's not good. It's not as horrible as people make it out to be. I mean,
it's boring.
Reasonable, somewhat of a movie in there. The casting is just bad. Like the casting is.
They have no.
If you take out the black-white sister thing, you take that out or whatever. Michael B. Jordan is pretty much. He's a good actor. He's pretty much good in everything.
The Alba ones are better than that.
Kate Mara has.
The Alba ones are better.
Kate Mara is that's not. You really judging on the curve. Kate Mara has the personality of a freaking piece of toast, white toast.
Yes.
Yeah. And the freaking drummer kid from that movie, he is literally the worst possible person you could have put in any movie. The Whiplash kid, he's terrible.
Whiplash, yeah.
Miles, what is that dude's name?
Yeah. Miles something.
Yeah, he's terrible. Miles Teller, is that what it is?
Teller, yes.
Yeah, he's terrible. Terrible. So that was poor casting. And then the dude that was Dr. Doom.
That was Fox. Oh, that's the Dr. Doom thing.
But just in general.
It was hilarious. It was so bad.
Yeah, just in general, it's not awful.
But if the Alba ones are better, and we all agree to that, and the Alba ones are bad, a step above fecal matter, that ain't saying nothing, man.
Noted. But I'm just saying that it's not as, I mean, it gets run like, oh, it's the most terrible thing in the world. It's better than Justice League. It's better than
Yeah, it
Justice
probably
League.
is.
The original
Yeah, it
cut.
probably is. Yeah. And
It's
that's
better
not
than
saying that
Justice
Justice League is
We
good
gotta
at all.
make that. We gotta do that top 10 all-time awful comic book movies.
I'm perfectly fine
That's a
with
lot
that.
of movies.
Only
We
10?
can go deep, unfortunately.
Only
Yeah,
10?
we could probably go 20. We
And
could
there's a
probably go
couple I
30
ain't
if we
watch
really
because
wanted
I
to.
know they're horrible.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean that's kind of where we were. Hutch, you brought up this thing about the worst Batmans or the list of Batmans, you know, who's the worst or the best or whatever.
Variety did a list of the worst Batmans ever.
Only live action.
This
I'm
is all,
interested.
I think it's just live action. I'm looking. The worst one was Lewis Wilson from the 1943 Batmans. Number 7 was
Serials?
the series on the card. Val Kilmer was 7.
Okay, hold up.
Lowry from 1949.
Okay, hold up. Okay, so already this list got problems. First off, like we're not that old to be watching Batman serials with an S serials, but back in the day or whatever. But
they're playing the Oregon.
The fact that Clooney has not been raised yet has made this list completely invalid. Completely.
I think Clooney's next at number 5.
That cat ought to be number 1 on the list.
He should be at the bottom of the list.
Right. Well, they're going from worst to first. So this
Understood. He should be worse.
Okay.
Yeah. Val Kilmer supposedly was worse of the ones in color. Oh, let's see here. Ben Affleck's number 4.
That movie's not that bad.
Hold up. See, you know, okay.
Michael Key's number 3.
That's
Adam West number 2. And Christian Bale number 1.
Boy, okay.
That's probably
that's
true.
fine.
I don't know.
I mean, we can't
This is
speak
variety.
Where's Affleck at?
Affleck was number 4. Affleck's number 4.
Number 4.
So we can't speak to the old black and whites or whatever. We can probably only go back as far as Adam West. So I would be going Bale, Keaton, Affleck. No, hold on.
Right.
Bale, Keaton, Affleck, West, Kilmer, Clooney.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be about right. It's weird to put Adam West in there because of the hokiness of that show. They weren't trying.
It's almost like you can't really put him in there. That's really that's kind of stands on its own. I mean, it's iconic for a lot of the wrong reasons, but it's still I don't know if it should be in there with the other ones.
Yeah,
the movie Batman anyway.
Clooney should be definitely at the bottom of that list. Bad Batman, bad freaking Bruce Wayne, bad movie. Like everything about his Batman was terrible. And I will fight you if you try to tell me.
The Val Kilmer one wasn't great either, though.
I didn't say he was, and he was near.
It's not the worst. It's not the best. Yeah. It's like it's hokey too, but I mean it's one of those guilty pleasure movies.
Batman and Robin. Woo.
That thing is offensive.
Yeah,
it was that brought on the second comic book movie crash because of that stupid ass movie. So
and rightfully so.
Bad.
Yeah, we deserved what we got. So
I agree.
So DC, bravo. I guess we'll give you the slowest of claps. You are.
The sarcasm is not necessary, sir.
Well, you're winning at this point. You're winning a one-horse race. You know, Marvel is not even playing the game at this point. You know what?
They're playing.
You're dunking on a 4-foot rim.
They're so far ahead, actually.
Yes.
You're playing catch up.
Yeah, you're dunking on a 6-foot rim, man. So bravo. You're doing your thing. Just try to keep up.
That's a lot of sarcasm, sir.
I'm just being honest.
That shit is dripping venom.
Yeah.
DC venom.
I I gotta hold it up for Brother Beaver since he's not here. So but he's watching anime now. So who the hell is that dude? I don't even know who he is.
All got
Yeah.
our whatevers, man. That's a lot of venom, yo. A lot of venom.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh,
We did a whole podcast where we would read a DC book every week, and it didn't do much for me. That's all I can say. I tried. So
yeah.
So remember,
We're on the Marvel side,
folks. Yeah, you can find this podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and Spotify, iHeartRadio. Wherever you want, rate, review, subscribe. You can find this the video podcast on our YouTube page at Brothascomics. If you just search that. The funny thing is like, you know, we're getting a couple of subscribers here as we're doing more videos or whatever. But the spamming is so awesome because it's like, hey, I'm single. Like, wait, what? In the comments.
Yeah, right.
I'm just like, so hey, we just did a Bengals podcast and your response to my video was, hey, I'm single. That's kind of spammy. So
suspect
penile enhancement.
I'm not repeating that.
Yeah, no pressure. So you know, again, you know, if you like this type of stuff, we'll be back hopefully maybe this week, but I don't know. Hopefully we'll be back with our regular Brothers Comics podcast, which is our review of House of M, which we're trying to get through, and as well as going through our X-Men the Animated Series rewatch, which we're trying to get through. We're halfway through season 2 in that as well. So, you know, just hang around. We'll be back on a regular schedule here soon enough as things start to slow down a little bit. But as the producer of this podcast, I guess I'm going to use, I don't know, Batman the Animated Series music to play us out.
Sure.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah,
you know,
so I mean,
again, Batman, DC, your animated stuff. I don't know why y'all didn't give the movies to Paul Dini and that crew, because they had an absolute. They knew exactly what they were doing with the characters and the characterization. Y'all turned that shit over to people that didn't care about comic books, and y'all got what you got. So
people, they thought they couldn't fuck up. They can fuck up.
They think they're better.
Right.
You saw what happened.
Yeah, they thought they thought the characters would be like, hey, if we put them all in a movie, people will just show up. And I've said this. I just said it the other day.
For the Avengers.
Yeah. Well, but they earned it. And that's what I was just saying to my kids the other day. They earned that shit. When Captain America freaking grabs that damn Thor's hammer and does that, that was 10 years worth of release of
10.
I'm getting goosebumps talking about it now. It's been a year since the movie came out.
The fan explosion.
I mean, when it happened,
that's a great moment.
You just start screaming. And my kids were like, you know, during the movie, you know,
Dad, shut up.
Well, no, I kept saying, like, you know, before, you know, the on your left part, I was just like, the cavalry's coming. They're coming. And sure enough, they did. And I'm like, before he says Avengers Assemble, I'm like, say it.
They waited till the last possible second to say that shit.
I was screaming like a
crazy. A lot of Marvel show again.
I know.
Yeah.
All right.
That's who we are.
As the DC animated music begins to play us out, again, I'm the producer of this podcast. I won't say anything negative about DC for the next 30 seconds. We'll see you later. Peace. Hutch, Sandman sign out.
All right, people. Go DC. That's all I got. Sorry.
DC, I'm still with you. I'm canceling my subscription for this after this month.
Soon, man. What are you getting out of that, Andy?
All right.
You get nothing out of that now.
But whatever, DC, man, DC.
Hey, I heard Stargirl's good. We'll see everybody on the other side. Peace.
Peace.